They were the kings of the highway.
If it wasn't about trucking and driving and motorcycles and stuff, we just didn't put it in a song.
They looked like highwaymen. I thought they were busters. Their music was like nothing I had ever heard.
The Roadhammers rescued country rock with a unique sound built by life on the road.
I'm a road man, a load man, 18 wheels.
Frontman Jason McCoy recruited his longtime stage companion and bass player Chris Byrne, and a reckless rock guitarist named Clayton Bellamy, to form a band that McCoy dubbed as influenced by 1960s and 1970s trucker music and southern rock. The band dominated the airwaves with their self-titled debut album and followed up with 2 more records that continued to fuel the band's success. But soon, life in the fast lane began to catch up with the band.
I'd look over to the other side of the stage and Clayton would be pounding his 4th or 5th energy drink. And it was really getting out of hand. I mean, that was just during sound check.
Hey, get out of here! You don't know me!
And then the exercising started. We'd be backstage, and I mean, we'd all be getting ready to go on stage to do the show. And Clayton would be doing sit-ups while he's practicing scales.
Yeah! Come on, guys, we gotta warm up. Get a pump on! Pump on!
It was ridiculous, you know, do you feel the burn?
Feel that burn!
Does the burn feel you?
Or does the burn feel you?
That doesn't even make any sense.
Oh, there's too much burn. You know, at that point in time, the band was just kind of being ripped at the seams. We were really at odds with each other. Jay was disappearing for weeks at a time, always talking about cars.
We could never find him. I mean, and by the time we did finally find him, he'd be off by himself, mumbling about cars or something. It was really weird.
You know, and Chris was always just telling me and Jay that we were just like a bunch of kids, you know, that he had to babysit us all the time.
I was on the road with Jay and Clay for 2 years, and that was like looking after kids anyway.
Which obviously is not true.
Lifting himself out of his sugar and caffeine-infused fog, Bellamy entered the studio, this time focusing on a solo career. The longing for his bandmates could be seen in his music.
He came in the studio and he wanted to do a grunge album.
I'm a road hammer, white-knuckled steel gear jammer, rig jockey, highway slammer, just doing what I gotta do.
I just didn't get it.
And none of us knew where Jay was. We just heard that he went all reclusive. I mean, that's all we had heard.
It was like he disappeared, man. He was like a hermit living in the mountains or something.
Hey, I thought I'd do a little video diary here. I got some music inside that I just want to kind of get out. You know, when I hear a lot of outside stuff, there's not a lot of inside stuff. This is day one. You better jump. Go ahead and jump. Walter Astanak makes it look so easy. Jump! Oh.
Me? I've been making instructional videos on just about anything. I mean, you don't even have to know what you're doing. If you're like me, you like to wrap presents. But what, you ask, do I do with the tubes after I'm done with the wrapping paper? Well, let me show you. We're gonna make some homemade nunchucks today. I pick a topic, learn the bare minimum, make a video, put it up on YouTube, and these different companies, they pay for banners to go across the bottom and they send me checks in the mail. All we need is the tube from the wrapping paper. A little bit of rope, and if you can't find this in the hardware store, they actually sell this in the craft store as well. We're gonna use a little bit of tape. Take the 2 ends of the tube, place them side by each, take the length of rope. The rope is going to attach our 2 cardboard ends. One done. Most people would suggest and recommend safety goggles. I have regular glasses. It's the same thing. Let's begin.
With the members of the Roadhammers all doing their own thing, the chances of a reunion looked grim. But each of the guys soon grew tired of their new careers. The outcome was inevitable.
The one thing I should mention is that safety goggles are probably a pretty good idea if you're going to do this.
The band needed to reunite.
Join me next week. I'm going to be making a javelin out of a broomstick.